Hi, I'm Jacques Lebec. This video is about how to make a worm bin, a transfer bin for a worm farm. Now there's many different vessels that we can use to make a worm farm. This is just one type. I've also made them out of 1-gallon buckets. These are perfect for underneath the kitchen sink. I just made one for a lady down the way and put 250 worms in it. She's going to use it in her kitchen, and it should be good to hold probably 1,500 worms. Another vessel is a 2-inch or 2-gallon black bucket. I prefer the dark color, the black. Worms are very sensitive to light, and the less light that gets in there, the better they like it. They nestle together. As long as the vessels nestle together and you can drill holes through them, they'll work. They need a lid, such as this has. I did not buy lids with these, I should have. So what I do is I make a wooden plug. You don't want the varmints to get in there. Worms are one of those universal foods. Raccoons, possums, skunks, and mice. And I had a bad experience with mice in a 24-inch bin that I had that I found floating down the river. I find a lot of stuff, and I tried to make a successful project out of some of it. That was not a successful project. It had too big of holes in it. It went floating by. I fished it out, and I looked at it, and I thought, you know what? Somebody built this to be a worm bin. The holes were about 1/2 inch diameter. Too big. They're about twice as big as what they should be. The mice got in there. I don't know how many there were. I had about 5,000 worms, night crawlers, and every last one of them was gone the next morning. My mistake, I learned from it, and go on. This bin, this is an 18-inch bin. It's going to replace the 24-inch that I have. The 24-inch, the bigger they are, the more castings that they can hold, and the heavier they get. I'm no longer able to lift any more than 35 to 40 pounds under doctor's orders, so I thought that I would just start reducing down to this size. In my next video, I'm going to show how to do that. So when you first get the bin, take the lid off and you clean it out. And I might add, if you use a used bin or a used container, make sure that there's nothing in it that can hurt the worms. And everything can hurt worms. Pesticides, fertilizer, certain kinds of tree leaves. So you want to clean them out really good. Better yet, just buy new ones. I don't even mess around with used vessels to raise my worms in. When I get a plastic bin, first thing I do is I lay it out. I normally don't use a black magic marker, but I did on this one so that you can see it in the video. I laid out 45 holes in the bottom on 2-inch centers, and I drilled them. I didn't think that there was any value in showing people how to drill holes through thin plastic. It takes about 1 second for each hole. In about 5 minutes, you can drill the entire box full of holes. Now there's 45 on the bottom, and in order for the box to aspirate correctly, you have to have at least a like number on top. If you have for instance, the reasoning is if you drill a 4-inch hole to move air, and the exhaust has a 3-inch hole, it's going to build up back pressure, and it's not going to flow correctly. You want it to be at least equal to the volume that's coming in is going out. Warm air rises, comes out the top, and the cool air comes through the bottom, and that's what I use these skids for. The box fits on top of it, and the air can flow freely. Now these are 1/4-inch holes, like I said. 5/16 might be okay. I've used 5/16. I wouldn't go any bigger than that. This is plenty. we're not trying to open it up. What we're trying to do is just let air flow. I've got 45 holes combined around the sides and ends and top. I also laid these out. Now these aren't perfect, and we shouldn't shoot for perfection. We're just shooting to raise worms. So that is the complete box. Fairly simple to make. It's just a matter of getting a 1/4-inch drill, a magic marker if you need to lay them out, or you can even eyeball them. Just make sure that there is an equal number of holes on the bottom and top. And also put holes around the lid. The worms do, when they want to escape, they will start crawling towards the top. But I have never seen one come out one of those holes. And I think that may have to do with, I leave the lights on in the garage all the time, and it keeps them inside their bin. So I've never seen worms come out of these holes. I have hundreds of worm eggs on the lid. They lay eggs everywhere. I noticed on the bin, on the 24-inch bin, they are really laying a lot of eggs on the lid. So I'll take those eggs and I'll put them in here, but that comes in another video. Thank you very much for watching. I hope that this at least explains how to make a bin. And if you're thinking about raising worms, it's a very, very rewarding hobby. Not only can you make fertilizer out of the worms and use them for fishing, but my goal is to become zero garbage. We're always going to have plastic. We're always going to have the shiny cardboard. But you know what? We don't have to fill up our garbage sites with food stuff. The worms will eat it. The worms will either eat it at your house or they'll eat it at the dump, one of the two. And I want them to eat it here so that we don't fill up our can every week. Thanks for watching, and I hope this explains it.